There are many strange happenings in the wild country of British Columbia, and none more so than the singular event of coming into contact with a Sasquatch. In the indigenous tongue of a native people, the males are known as the Bukwas, and the females are named Sanakwa. The people who seek them out are known as Sasquatch researchers, and the following reports are from the files of one such man, Canada's preeminent Sasquatch researcher and seeker of the truth, Thomas Steenberg. Hi, good day, folks. We got a great show for you today. A very interesting podcast indeed. And on board, we got Leon from Sasquatch Okanagan as host. Also, Bill Reid as host. And myself, Gerry Matthews. And last but not least, of course, Thomas Steenberg, whom these chronicles are named after. And but you're gonna enjoy this. This is a really enjoyable show, and Thomas even has a little bit of a surprise towards the end of this one with an announcement. I'll let him take care of that. First of all, let's welcome these people on board. And there's Mr. Reid. How are you doing, Bill?
Pretty good, Gerry. How about yourself?
Doing excellent, my friend. Excellent. And now, of course, we got Leon Thomson from Sasquatch Okanagan. Hey, Leon. Last but not least, of course, is that intrepid explorer and researcher and all-around good guy investigator, Mr. Thomas Steenberg. How you doing, Thomas?
Excellent, sir. How are you guys tonight?
Good. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do, I mean, the folks know by now how this process goes. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the show over to you, and you can kick it off by feel about this sighting, and I'll let you take it from here, sir.
Roger that. Okay, this is my British Columbia incident 160, file 10160. The location of this incident was about 1 mile up Bridal Falls Forest Service Road in the Fraser Valley of British Columbia. Oh, you finished crinkling?
Who's crinkling?
You are.
I am.
Crinkling.
That's how Thomas.
Anyway, this is British Columbia file 160. In other words, file 10160. Location about 1 mile up Bridal Falls Forest Service Road, the Fraser Valley of British Columbia. The date was June the 19th, 2008. The time, approximately 2:30 a.m. Now, the funny thing is, I heard about this in a very roundabout, funny way. When this incident happened, the main witness in this case was driving down Bridal Falls Forest Service Road after spending a number of hours up at the high viewpoint up there where you get a nice view of the Fraser Valley and you can see all the lights and everything. And they were on their way back down. After this happened, he told her, do not tell anyone what I just saw. But she told a friend who told her husband. And her husband used to work at the mill where I lived at the time, and he remembered me and what I did. So I found out the number. I gave him a call, and the first thing, we'll call our main witness here, Norm. The first thing he said to me was, how the hell did you find out about it? But after I calmed him down, I actually went to their home. They're very nice people. And I interviewed both Norm and his wife in their home and got the whole story down in a proper interview. Later on that same day, Norm took me to the location, or he told me where the location was, and I found it. And then the next day, he took myself, and he came with us, and the late Bill Miller, and we went to the location where this had happened. So here's how it all came about. At 12 noon, June 22nd, 2008, an old acquaintance who used to work here at the mill where I live pulled in to inform me that his wife was told by a friend in work that she and her husband encountered what she thought might be a Sasquatch during the early hours of the previous Thursday, June 19th, somewhere on Mount Cheam. No details were available, but a phone call was placed to his wife at work, and she agreed to ask the witness involved if he'd be willing to tell me about this. And that's when I later phoned him, and he basically said, how the hell did you find out about this? So Norm, he then gave me a brief description of what had happened and was prepared to leave it at that. But since he really did not want to talk to anyone about this, and I had the feeling he was not too happy that his wife, the second witness, had told friends about it. I informed him that the identity would be kept secret, and that if he wished later on in the afternoon, I could interview them in their, I got the name of the town here, but I'll keep that out too, at their home. So I went and interviewed them. Question: what is your full name? Answer: Norm, and I'll leave the rest off at his request. Question: what is your mailing address? Answer: withheld. Question: do you wish to give me your phone number? Answer: nope. You already have that anyway. Question: what is your occupation? Answer: account manager. Do you wear corrective lenses? Answer: yes. Were you wearing them at the time? Answer: I wear them all the time. Question: how old are you? Answer: 47. Question: where did this incident occur? Answer: up Mount Cheam. Actually, it's Mount Archambault, which is connected to Mount Cheam. Question: up Mount Cheam? You know the name of the road? Does it have a name? Answer: Cheam Forest Service Road? No, wait. Bridal Falls Forest Service Road. And I wrote a Steenberg note here, just for the written report. The letters FSR stand for Forest Service Road. Question: Bridal Falls Forest Service Road? Answer: yes, something like that. Yep. Question: what date did this take place? Answer: the 19th. Question: last Thursday? Answer: Wednesday night. No, Thursday morning, very early Thursday morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. Question: I take it was dark. Answer: yep. I had on high beams and aftermarket lights on the truck because I'm in the bush all the time and I like to see where I'm going. So aftermarket lights are really high voltage. I can see fair distance for miles. Could you repeat the time? Answer: 2 a.m. Question: describe the area in which this took place. Answer: gravel road on the side of the mountain, steep drop off to the left, steep climb to the right. Question: was it an open area or was it treed? Answer: all treed. I think that's right by the creek. I think there's a creek which comes down just before the left-hand turn. So it was the side of the creek. Steenberg, no. I think he was trying to say that the subject was between himself and the creek when it crossed the road. The creek is Bridal Falls Creek, which turns into Bridal Falls. Question: describe to me what happened. Answer: we were just driving along and I interjected, were you going up or coming down? Answer: coming back down. I just seen this dark figure on 2 legs come up. Took 2 steps and it was across the road. Went up the other side. and out of sight, gone. Did it cross the road right to left or left to right? Left to right. In other words, driver's side to passenger side. Question, was moving uphill? Answer, yes. It's so steep there. It's like crazy. Question, when it crossed the road, how far did it get before you lost sight of it? Answer, oh, the tree's there and my headlights are straight ahead, and it crossed like, it ended up, it was gone, and it was gone in the trees. Question, were your high beams on at the time? Question, oh yeah. Question, was it at the limit of the high beams or closer to the vehicle? I would say from here to the cherry tree. Points to a cherry tree in his backyard. About 100 feet. He wasn't at the end of them, but they went well past them. Question, why were you in the area at this time? Answer, we were looking down at the lights, the high viewpoint, looking down at the lights in the valley. The lights of the town? Yeah, we had never been up there at night, and we have in the daytime, and we looked down, but hadn't been up that night to see the lights. Question, what distance would you estimate you were from the subject when you saw it? Notice I'm asking that again. 100, 150 feet maybe. Question, what color was it? Black. Maybe dark brown, but black as far as I could see. Question, what was your first impression when you saw it? A shock. No one expects to see something on two legs walking across the road at 2 o'clock in the morning. That big. Question, how did you react when you first saw it? Answer, shock. Ask her. I was in absolute shock. Question, what was it doing? Answer, walking. Was it walking briskly, slowly, or was it jogging? Answer, big long strides. He just come up and I seen him and we were going. The head came up into view and it was like, holy shit, like some big wrestler or something. And he took 2 steps and he was on the other side, gone. Question, was it walking on an angle towards you at all? No, straight up, across, straight up again. What he did in the bushes after that, I don't know, but he went sideways or whatever. I have no idea. Question, was it hairy? Well, when she asked me, that's the first thing I said. It was hairy. Didn't really have a neck, kind of just a head and big. Question, did it stand and walk upright? Answer, yes. It didn't, it was walking, and if it had stopped, I might have had a chance to see more. Question, did you ever see it go down on all fours? Answer, no, it didn't. It didn't even use its hands when it climbed up onto the road, and it just walked onto the road. Question, how tall do you estimate this subject to have been? Answer, oh God, I would have to be at least 7 feet tall. I'm 6'5", and he's bigger than I was. Normally most other people who look small, but he was huge. Shoulders were just huge. Question, how much do you think it weighed? Oh God, I'm 250. This thing had to be 350 or over 300. He was big. Question, how do you mean? Well, it wasn't fat. It wasn't fat, no. He had huge shoulders, big arms, legs. I mean, he was tall, big, just like a big, well-built person. Question, how long do you think you saw it for? Couldn't have been more than 3 to 5 seconds. Do you think it saw you? I would imagine. I thought it went like that, and I got in brackets, used his head and shoulders to demonstrate a slight glance at the vehicle. I thought it went like that, but it just kept going. Question, so you're saying it turned its head slightly towards you? Just slightly? Answer, yes. Question, just a little bit? Answer, yeah. Question, did it have any reaction to your presence? Answer, no, it just kept going. Question, did you notice any facial features? No. No, wish I had. Actually, he said, I wish I had a. Question, could you tell if it was male or female? Answer, no. Question, could you describe the arms? Big, long. They were long. They were here, and in brackets. He places his hands just above the knee. Question, did the subject swing its arms? Answer, yeah. Right arm came out like that. Brackets uses his own to demonstrate the motion. Question, did it make any noise? Answer, no. Question, did you smell anything? Answer, no. None that I can remember. Question, are there any other characteristics on the subject which stand out in your memory? Answer, big shoulders, no neck, and black. Did you notice anything about its feet? Answer, no. Long legs, long arms. He crossed the road, one side, one step, and then he was on the other side and gone. Question, did you check for footprints? Answer, no. Question, did you report what you saw? No. Well, we're reporting it to you. You can take the heat for it. Question, describe your general outdoor experience for me. Answer, outdoors since I was a kid. Camping, biking, hunting, fishing all the time. Everywhere from Queen Charlotte's to Australia. Being in the outback. Being in the mountains. Even back road from here to Cranbrook. Prince George to Dawson Creek. I've been also to the Arctic Circle. Back east all over the bush, Quebec, logging, probably hundreds of miles in the bush. Question, were there any other witnesses? No, just, and he points to his wife. Well, she didn't see it though. She was fiddling with CDs or something. Question, what do you think it was? Answer, no idea. No idea. It was bipedal upright something. I don't know. I don't believe in Bigfoot, Sasquatch that much at all. Question, do you still feel that way? Answer, yeah. I don't mean this is the first, this is the first experience I've ever had with anything like this out there. And like I say, I have logged hundreds of miles out there easily. My truck has 138,000 kilometers on it, and I would say half of those were in the bush. Question, just go over what happened for me. We're driving down the hill in 4-low, going maybe 4 miles per hour. I just put it in 4-low and let the engine do the work. Just driving, and all of a sudden, it comes up crosses up and went over and disappeared on the other side. Question. Have any of your friends or family members ever reported an incident like this before? Answer. Not that I know about. Question. Have you ever made a report like this at any other time to anyone else? Answer. No. Question. Do you think it was a Sasquatch? Answer. I don't know what it was. Question. At this time, are you prepared to say it was a Sasquatch? Answer. No. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I'm going to go there some more, though. Haha. Question. For the record, do you wish to remain anonymous? Answer. Yes, very much. Steenberg note, after the interview with Norm was done, I talked to his wife, and I will not name her. She was in the car when this occurred, but was not looking to the front during the few seconds the subject was in view. Question, do you wish to remain anonymous? Answer, yes, sir. Question, just tell me what happened and what you were doing at the time this occurred. Answer, well, we were coming down the hill. I was not paying attention to the road. I was looking at CDs, looking for my cigarette. Suddenly, he grabbed me with the left arm quite hard and said, did you just see that big person cross the road? I saw nothing at all. And I asked him a bunch of questions. What sort of questions did you ask? Answer. I asked him, was it a man or a woman? He said, I don't know. Was he wearing clothes like pants or a shirt? He said, no. I then asked if he was naked. He said, no. Then he said, he was hairy. Then we both stopped for a moment, and I have in brackets referring to pulling the truck over after passing the spot. They pulled over right by where the creek is. And I asked directly to him, did you see a Sasquatch? He replied, no, there's no such thing as a Sasquatch. So I asked, was it a bear? You know, but bears do not walk like that on their hind legs for very long. We went through the list, you know. Could it have been a hoax? But why would somebody be doing that way out here in the early hours of Thursday morning, walking aimlessly through the bush? We had pulled over. He grabbed my hand and put it to his chest. His heart was beating so strangely. I know he saw something, but again, not knowing exactly what he saw, I've known him for 5 years, and his reaction was completely out of the ordinary. He does not scare easily, but something did spook him this time. Question, you never saw the animal? Answer, I didn't see a thing. Question, who did you talk about it? Oh, it was at work. I was telling my workmate, she gives a name withheld. Question, that's how I found out. She said, yeah, so she actually phoned me this morning with your phone number. Question, you don't mind that she told me? Answer, no. She asked me at work again yesterday. I said, I don't know. I know Norm said he didn't want to tell anybody because he doesn't want to be perceived as being crazy or have, you know, no. But yes, she said, well, she phoned and said, well, here's the number, you know, if you want to call, you can. So I passed it on to him and he called you. Question, do you think he saw a Sasquatch? That's what my feeling is. A, from his reaction, B, the way he described. That's just a feeling I have. But of course, I have always believed that they were out there. So who knows? Question. You have obviously heard stories growing up in the Abbotsford region, but have never seen anything yourself? Answer. No, never. I came from northern BC, and when I moved down here around Agassiz, where the stories seem to be everywhere, but knowing nothing. Steenberg note, the next day after the interview, June 22nd, 2008, 3 days after this allegedly happened, Norm took Bill Miller and myself to the spot where the sighting took place. A search by Miller and myself did not find any footprints or any real evidence to indicate a Sasquatch or anything else did cross the road, but there had been rain in the meantime, and we did find a spot that seemed to indicate something or someone had crossed the road. Broken ferns, flattened grass, broken branches. So I'm convinced something had crossed the road at the spot recently. What remains the question? Norm still will not say it was a Sasquatch he saw, though he can't picture a man walking up through that steep country at 2 a.m. in pitch darkness, traveling as fast as grateful as what he saw did. Personally, I'm prepared to say that if the Sasquatch does indeed exist, I think this man saw one cross the road in his truck after 2 a.m. Thursday, June 19, 2008. Thomas Stieber. And that's the story of the interview of Norm and his wife, who wishes to remain anonymous. Date and time, June 19th, 2008, approximately 2:30 a.m. Now, Bill and I were there, and I think you put up the pictures. You can see Bill looking at where something definitely plowed a trail through the bush at that point. See, he's standing on it. We didn't make that. Whatever cross there did. Now, if you look at the other pictures, you can see how narrow the road is. There's that's the spot. If you just go by that left turn, you go down another few feet, you're at Bridal Falls Creek. That's where they ended up stopping. It's one of those narrow Forest Service roads. If someone's coming the other way, you got to pull over very carefully to let the other vehicle by. And do you have the other one? Yeah, and that's where it came up. Now, it's an angle like this. Bill and I, and especially myself, because Bill couldn't walk too well, I had to come up sideways, grabbing up the trees. And yet the markings in the ferns and the grounds and the parent of the course this thing took, it just came straight up. But the funny thing is, and this is how the aftermath, I had no reason to doubt their story. But in the aftermath, I was contacted by a lady reporter and a photographer for a Chilliwack newspaper who just wanted to do a story on the Sasquatch in general. Okay, we basically said, well, we just had this incident that occurred, and as long as you don't reveal your names, we're willing to tell you all about it. So we spent a day out there with two reporters from the Chilliwack Progress newspaper, and it ended up being released in the story in the province called "If You Go in the Woods Today." That's the article right there. That's Bill demonstrating how wide they said it was. That's me standing in the background. It's kind of funny. Every time Bill was photographed, he was doing something.
He's doing the chicken dance.
Yeah.
Well, as to what you were saying, I know that road. I've been up there a half dozen times. As a matter of fact, it was the very first road myself and my wife went on when we purchased our UTV. Mm-hmm. And the attraction is this. This is Gwen standing at the lookout point where they do a lot of hang gliding. And if
Right.
you look down there somewhere, you can see my house. I don't know where exactly, but
No,
and
you're looking west there, so you're looking towards Harrison and that area.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's Chilliwack Mountain and Sumas Mountain, and you can see a little patch of fog in the upper left-hand corner. That's Abbotsford.
Yeah.
And you can also see all the way up to Harrison in the other direction.
Correct.
But that's a very extremely steep grade going up that mountain, that logging road.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get down to the bottom, you've got to pull over and wait a half hour for your brakes to stop smoking. That's how bad it is.
Yeah. It's
So
very,
for this
very.
creature, yeah, for this creature to leap around and do that kind of stuff, those drop offs are deadly. You just look over the side and they go down forever.
Now, you remember me telling you about the two reporters, the ladies? After they
Yeah.
did that story in the paper, a young man whose encounter we're going to cover in the next Chronicles came forward and say, my God, he said this to his mother, I saw something on that same road the following night. And he ended up contacting us. Well, he actually ended up contacting the Chilliwack paper, and they referred him to us. And we managed to make arrangements to interview him where his encounter happened. And it's when we were interviewing, we realized, no, he didn't see it the following evening. He actually saw it 4.5 hours before. So his incident actually took place 10:30 p.m. June 18th, 2008. Midnight comes, calendar rolls around. It's now June 19th, 2:30 a.m. These people are coming down. So his sighting was actually 4.5 hours before. Now, I think you got part of an edited version of the actual interview here, right? Of Norm?
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you play that so they can hear?
While he's looking for that, Thomas, did they say why they were coming down at 2:30 in the morning? Were they up there for like the fireworks over the city or something?
No,
or?
they were just looking at the lights of the valley because it's all lit up, right? It's all lit up, and they were just looking at the lights, doing what couples do up there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So the Chainsaw Massacre guy shows up.
The hook
Like
in
he
the rear
said,
fender.
they're basically up there at her bidding because they had been up there in the daytime a number of times, but they'd never gone up there at night. And they heard that the lights are beautiful and stuff like that, so they went and had a look and did what couples do, and then they came home.
Oh.
And on the way home, halfway down, they see what they think that he still, to this day, will not say was a Sasquatch.
Silly him.
Makes it more credible in my eye. And the fact that she admits, I gave her many opportunities. I thought, let's see if she tries to say she actually saw something, because I've had so many cases of multiple witnesses in the past where someone said they didn't see anything at first. Suddenly they're in the heart and center of the story. You know what I mean? But no, she said, I was fooling around with CDs and stuff. I was looking down at that when it happened. So when I looked up, there was nothing to see.
And did this report, did you say it made the news at all or anything like that? Or
it didn't make the news. It's just coincidence that the Chilliwack Chronicle, in the paper, the Chilliwack Progress, just happened to contact us the following days and said, we want to do an article on your research in the Sasquatch. We just had this incident. We just looked into it and said, okay, we'll take you out there. As long as no identities are revealed, we'll tell you all about it. And that's what we did. They published the paper, the article in the paper titled, If You Go Into the Woods Today. And our second witness, which we will cover in the next Chronicles, came forward to say he saw something on the same Forest Service road the following evening. But when we interviewed him, we found out he did not see it the following evening. He actually saw it 4.5 hours before these people did. Yeah, and not only that, his sighting was only half a kilometer further down from where these people had their encounter. And unlike them, he said it was going down the mountain. rather than coming up. So I concluded that it was a fair bet, even though I can't say this with any 100% confidentiality. I think it's a fair bet, and they probably saw the same creature.
Now, if this is a standard questionnaire, I use it with all witnesses.
How long does this take?
Oh, 20 minutes, if that. And like I said, guarantee full confidentiality. You don't want your name passed on, it will not be passed on.
No.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what the heck it was or anything, so I don't want the local paper or anything out here bugging me.
No, there will be no reporters. We don't. Every time we have found in the past when the media has gotten involved in anything we've done, they've usually ruined it before anything can be properly looked into, and they've hassled people too much. So we we try to keep them out of it, quite frankly. Yeah.
See that road up to the left there?
Yeah.
The one that cuts up that way?
Mm-hmm.
That's what because we tried to get up there before and there was too much snow, so, and there was a slide up there, but we made it on Wednesday night, so. We just thought we'd go up and take a look at the lights and everything.
All right. Would you state your full name, please? What is your present mailing address?
Right here.
Do you wish to give your phone number?
Nope. You got my phone number.
Yeah. What is your occupation? This is just for the file. Okay. Do you wear corrective lenses?
Mm-hmm.
Were you wearing them at the time?
I wear them all the time.
How old are you?
47.
Where did this occur?
Rosedale. This is what we call it. Up Mount Shiam.
Out Mount Jim? Do you know the name of the road by any chance? Does it even have a
I
name?
think it's Shiam or Bridal Falls Forest Service Road.
Bridal Falls Forest Service Road.
Bridal Falls Service, something like that.
Right. What date did this take place?
17th?
So it was last Thursday.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
Thursday morning. 2 o'clock in the morning.
All right. And it was at the time again?
18th, I guess it is, eh? Yeah, whatever. About 2 in the morning.
All right. And it was dark?
Well, I got high beams and I've got aftermarket lights in the truck, so because I'm in the bush all the time, I like to see where I'm going, and these aftermarket lights are really high wattage, and I can see for miles.
Right. Just repeat, what time was it that this happened?
About
2 a.m.? Describe the area for me in which it took place.
Gravel road, side of a mountain, steep drop off to the left, steep climb to the right.
Is it an open area or is it treed?
All treed. I think that's right by the creek. I think there's a creek that comes down just before the left-hand turn. So he was this side of the creek.
Right.
Albert.
Okay, in your own words, just basically describe to me what happened.
Just driving along, man, and
you going up or coming down?
Coming back down. And I just seen this big black on 2 legs come up, took like 2 steps, and it was across the road and went up the other side. And out of sight, gone.
Okay. Was it, did it cross the road right to left or left to right? It was going uphill?
Yep. Which is so steep there, it's like crazy.
Like, how far, when it crossed the road, how far did it get before you lost sight of it?
Oh, it's trees there, so it was like my headlights were this way, and it just went up, across, and like that, and it was in the trees.
Was it your high beams on at the time?
Oh, yeah.
Was it at the edge of the headlights, or was it closer to the vehicle?
Headlights reached about from here to the cherry tree. No, further than that, to the end of the hedging. And he wasn't at the end of them.
All right.
It was right past him.
What were you guys doing in the area at that time?
Looking at the lights.
The lights of the town.
Lights of the town, yeah, we haven't been up there at night. We've been up in the daytime and looked down,
Right.
but hadn't been up at night to look at the city lights.
What distance would you estimate you were from the subject when you saw it?
100 feet.
What color was it?
Black. Black, dark brown. Black as far as I can see.
Mm-hmm. What was your first impression when you saw it?
Shock. Because nobody expects to see something, on two legs walking across the road at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
That big.
How did you react when you first saw it?
Shock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Asked Bella what she seen.
Mm-hmm.
I was absolutely shocked.
Mm-hmm. What was it doing?
Walking.
Was it walking briskly, slowly, or was it jogging?
Big, long stride. Well, you just come up, and I just seen, just as we were going, a head just come up like this, and then it was just like, holy shit,
Mm-hmm.
like some big wrestler or something. He took 2 steps, and he was up the other side. It gone.
Now, did he sort of come out to sort of walking on an angle towards you?
Nope.
Okay.
Straight up,
Straight
across, straight up again. What he did in the bushes after that, I don't know if he went sideways or whatever.
Roger that.
No idea.
Was it hairy?
At least he was hairy.
Hmm?
Didn't really have a neck. It was kind of just a head
Mm-hmm.
and big.
Did it stand and walk upright?
It didn't stand, it was walking.
Mm-hmm.
If it had a stop, it might have had a chance.
Did you ever see it go down on all fours?
No. No, it didn't even use its hands when it climbed up onto the road. It
Mhm.
walked on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And
How tall do you estimate the subject was?
God, he had to be 7 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 6'6", and he is bigger than me. Normally, people don't, their size, everybody looks small.
Right.
That one he looked huge. Shoulders, and just huge.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How much do you think it weighed?
oh God, I'm 250. That thing had to be 350.
Mm-hmm.
Over 300. It was big. Big.
When you say big, do you mean like just in bulk, or was it,
It wasn't
fat? Or
no, it wasn't fat.
No.
No, he went huge shoulders, big arms, and legs. He was tall, big, just like a big, well-built person.
Right. How long do you think you saw it for?
Couldn't have been any more than 3 to 5 seconds.
Do you think it saw you?
I would imagine.
At
I
least
thought
saw
it
your
went-
vehicle.
I thought it went like that,
Mm-hmm.
but because it was kind of over like this,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it went like that, and just kept going.
So what you're describing is it sort of slightly turned its head to the right,
Yeah,
just slightly,
yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
The reason I ask is tape recorder can't see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Did it have any reaction to your presence?
No, just kept going.
Did you notice any facial features?
No. Wish I hadn't.
Mm-hmm. Could you tell if it was male or female?
No.
Could you describe the arms?
Big, long. They were long. They were here,
Mm-hmm.
down here when he was walking, but he was kind of over like this because he come up, but he didn't seem to change his. When he come up, he was like that, and he kept going like that.
Right.
So.
When he was walking, was he swinging his arm?
Yeah. The right arm
Mm-hmm.
came out like that, and that's when I was looking because it was like down by his knee here, and I was like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. Did it make any noise?
No, not that I heard. We were in the truck.
Did you smell anything before, during, or after?
No, not that I remember.
Are there any other physical characteristics of the subject that stand out in your mind?
Big shoulders, no neck, like a bodybuilder. Big black.
Anything odd about the feet or anything like that?
No, other than his long legs, long arms. Like I said, he crossed that road and almost like from one side, one step, and he was on the other side and gone.
Oh God.
So,
did you check for footprints?
no.
Did you report what you saw?
No.
Describe for me.
We're reporting it to you. You can take the heat for it.
Describe your general outdoor experience for me.
Outdoorsman for since I was a kid. Camping, hiking, hunting, fishing constantly. Fished everywhere from the Queen Charlottes to Australia. Been in the outback, been in the mountains, know every goat trail from here to Cranbrook and north to Prince George, Dawson Creek. I've been to the Arctic Circle. I've been everywhere. Back east, all over the bush back in Quebec. I've logged thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of miles driving in the bush. Hundreds of thousands. Even down in Australia, I was in the bush. We'd go out at night and drive around with the 4x4 and look at the critters and stuff. It was, we did 26,000 kilometers down there in 6 weeks. Here, I mean, like I say, we'll go up to the hot springs. We'll do Harrison, east and west sides, all the way up, go to Pemberton, turn around. For a Sunday drive, we'll go, well, I used to go up Harrison, then over to Lillooet, come back down Lit and come down the canyon. For rides, we'll go up to Boston Bar for lunch on the bike, and, you know. Bush, I've been all over these mountains. Walking, hiking, taking my dogs, fishing, all over. Just about every lake in the lower mainland I've been on.
Were there any other witnesses?
No. Well, she didn't see it, though. She was fiddling with the CDs or something.
What do you think it was?
No idea. No idea. It was a bipedal upright. Something. I don't know. I don't believe in the Bigfoot Sasquatch that much at all.
Do you still feel that way?
Yeah. I don't. I mean, this is the first experience I've had with anything out there, and like I say, I've logged hundreds of thousands of miles out there, easily. My truck's got 138,000 kilometers, and I bet you more than half of that's in the bush. So,
in your own words for me, just go over the incident again for me.
Driving down the hill in 4 low, going maybe 4 miles an hour. It's steep, so just put it in 4 low, let the engine do the work. And just driving, and all of a sudden, up he went. And that was it.
Has any of your friends or family members ever had an incident like this before?
Not that I know about.
Have you ever made a report of an incident to at any other time to anyone else?
No.
Do you think, in your opinion, that it was a Sasquatch you saw?
I don't know what it was.
Last Thursday.
I don't know.
And at this time, you're still not prepared to say categorically that it was a Sasquatch?
No. I don't know what it was. I don't know. It's. I'm definitely going to be up there somewhere, though.
And for the record, you want your identity kept confidential?
Yes. Very much.
Okay, Shelby's done. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Just tell me generally what happened and what you were doing at the time this happened.
Well, we were coming down the hill, and I wasn't paying attention to the road. I was looking at CDs, looking for my cigarettes, and Seth grabbed me by my left arm quite hard and said, "Did you see that big person cross the road?" And I saw nothing at all. So I asked him a bunch of questions, because
What sort of questions did you ask?
I asked him, well, was it a man? He said, or a man or a woman? He said, I don't know. And I said, well, was he wearing clothes? Like, did he have pants and a shirt? And when I asked him if he was wearing clothing, he said no. I asked him, well, was he naked? He said no. He said, no, he was hairy. And we both stopped at that moment. I said, did you just see a Sasquatch? He said, he goes, no, there's no such thing as Sasquatch. So we went through the theories. Was it a bear? Well, it doesn't seem very plausible that a bear was up on his hind legs crossing the road. Could it be somebody with a hoax? Why would there be somebody on a Wednesday night or Thursday morning walking just aimlessly through the bush? I don't know. Yeah. And we had to pull over. And he actually grabbed my hand and put it to his chest. His heart was beating so strongly. He definitely saw something, but again, not knowing exactly what he saw. Yeah. So, and I've known him for 5 years, and his reaction was completely out of the ordinary. He doesn't scare easily, but there's something very much spooked him that evening. Right. Yeah. So,
but you never saw the animal?
I never saw a thing.
Yeah.
No.
And who did you talk to about it?
I was at work, and I was talking with my workmate.
That's how I found it.
Yeah. So, she actually phoned me this morning with your phone number. Yeah.
You don't mind her telling you?
No, she asked me at work yesterday, and I said, well, I don't know, he's not going to tell anybody, because he's, doesn't want to be perceived as either crazy or what have you, but yeah, she said, she phoned and just said, well, here's the number, if he wants to call, he can call. So I passed it on and he called you.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Do you think he saw a Sasquatch?
That's what my feeling is. Just A, from his reaction, B, from the way he was describing it. That's just the feeling that I have. But of course, I really believe that they're out there. So
you do believe?
I do, absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
You've obviously heard stories growing up in this area now, but you've never seen anything like this yourself in your lifetime.
Never.
You know anyone who has?
No, I don't. No, I mean, I came from northern BC.
Similar circumstances to you. People have been here their whole lives, heard a lot of stories, but they've never seen anything themselves until it happens. The one time it happened to me, it was over in 4 seconds. There wasn't even time to get the camera out. And I'm still not sure what I saw. I mean, it could have been a man way out there. I can't say for sure.
What I thought. Some big fuck up there walking around, but that would be absolute suicide because people have guns out here.
Yep.
I've got my bow with me usually.
When we were coming down, actually, there was we had gone up a little further, and so apparently someone had come up to the landing spot up here.
Had a fire.
So when we were coming down and this happened, and we pulled over, they were coming down behind us. They pulled up beside us, and Norm says to them, you guys didn't see anything weird or out of the ordinary up there? And they're like, no, what are you talking about? Why, what did you see? And he's like, just like maybe a big person or something. And they're like, what, do you think you saw a Sasquatch?
That's what they said.
Yeah. And I don't know what I saw. And they kind of made a joke about it, oh, good stuff you have out here in Chilliwack.
You're right.
So,
oh, that's usually the reaction.
So, yeah.
Believe me, it's just something unless you see it yourself.
Well, there's times, and I know he likes to joke around, etc. And then definitely at this moment in time, he was not joking. He was very, had to pull over.
Right.
We had to talk about it just because it was just he was kind of really spooked.
Out of the ordinary.
But it was dark. It was pitch black, so I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, dear listener, that about wraps it up for now. My name is Gerry Matthews. You can reach me at yellowcoyote@telus.net. Thank you for your interest, and until the next time, keep searching.